Have you ever worked so hard, only to be punished for it? You gave your best. You were smarter, faster, more talented. You thought people would praise you. Maybe you expected a reward. But instead, they pulled away. They started treating you coldly. And sometimes, they even tried to ruin you. Why? Because you broke the first law of power. A law so old, so dangerous, that ignoring it can destroy your future before it even begins. Law 1. Never outshine the master. What does it mean? It means never make the person above you feel small. Never shine so bright that their light seems weak, because when you do, they won't clap for you. They'll crush you. This happens all the time. In school, at work, in friendships, even in families. Let's say you're better at something than your boss. Maybe you solve problems faster. Maybe people like you more. At first it feels great. You feel proud. But slowly, your boss starts feeling insecure. They feel threatened. It doesn't mean you must hide your skills forever, but it does mean you need to be careful. Smart. Strategic. They worry that you might take their place. So instead of helping you rise, they push you down. They ignore your ideas. They block your growth. And the worst part, they may never tell you why. This is the dark side of power. People who sit at the top don't always want the best around them. They want loyalty, control, and praise. Now, this doesn't mean you should act dumb, because talent without wisdom is dangerous. Here, that's something most people don't realize. The world doesn't reward the best. It rewards those who understand power. Let that sink in. Your effort is not enough. Your intelligence is not enough. If you don't understand human nature, you will lose. And this first law is the foundation. It's the reason why many brilliant people stay stuck. They don't understand why they're being punished, when all they did was shine. But here's the truth. Power doesn't care about your light. It only cares about its own survival. So what do? You learn the game. You stop showing all your cards. You make others feel safe. Even if you're better than them, you shine. But you do it carefully. This is not about fear. This is about control. This is about protecting yourself from silent enemies. Because most attacks in life don't come from open battles. They come from quiet jealousy, and got punished for it, in a way no one expected. From those who smile at you, but secretly want you gone. And once you learn this law, something will change in you. You'll stop being shocked by betrayal. You'll stop being confused when people turn against you. You'll start seeing the hidden patterns, the invisible rules. And once you see those, you win. But here's the real question. How far can this law go? Can it destroy lives? Can it build empires? What happened to the man who broke this law in front of a king? What happened to the assistant who made their boss feel weak? Stay with me, because in the next part, you're going to hear the true story of a man who was too brilliant. This story will change how you see power forever. So, what does it really mean? Never outshine the master. It means this. When you make someone above you look weak, they will want to destroy you. Not because you did something wrong, but because you did something too well. Let's say you work in an office. Your boss is slow, but you're fast. Your ideas are better. People like your work more. You think, great, I'll get promoted. But then something strange happens. Your boss starts acting different. They stop praising you. They stop giving you chances. They start talking to others behind your back. Why? Because you made them feel small. You didn't mean to. You just wanted to do your best. But in the world of power, feelings are stronger than logic. People don't care if you meant well. They care about how you make them feel. And if your success makes someone else feel stupid, they will try to remove you, quietly, slowly, without warning. This is the dark side of power. It's not about truth. It's not about who's right. It's about who feels safe. Powerful people want to feel like they are in control. When you shine too brightly, it scares them. And scared people attack. In history, there was a man named Nicolas Foucault. He was the finance minister of France. Smart, rich, charming. He threw a beautiful party for the king. A big celebration. Amazing food, music, everything perfect. Let's take an old example. He wanted to impress the king, but instead, he made the king feel weak. The king thought, if this man can throw a better party than me, maybe he's more powerful than me. What happened next? The king had him arrested. He was sent to prison for life. Because he broke the first law. He outshined the master. This law teaches us that power is about emotion, pride, and fear. Not just skill. Even in your daily life, this happens all the time. In families, when a child becomes smarter than the parent. In friendships, when one friend starts getting too much attention. In relationships, when your partner feels left behind, people don't always say it, but they feel it. They feel like you're remaking them look small, even if you're not trying to. That's why this law says, be careful. If you're in a place where someone else is in charge, don't you try to take the spotlight. Make them feel powerful. Make them feel like they are still in control, even if they're not. Sometimes, the smartest person in the room is the one who pretends not to be. Does this mean you should hide your skills forever? No. It means, don't show all your power at once. Let people feel strong around you. Make them trust you first. And later, when you have real power, then you can shine fully. Because then, no one can stop you. This law is not about being fake. It's about being smart. It's about knowing how the world works. It's about protecting your future. Now that you know what this law means, it's time to go deeper. Because in the next part, you'll see how dark psychology explains this even better. We'll break down the real feelings behind this behavior: fear, insecurity, ego, and how people hide them. You'll also learn how narcissists twist this law to control others, and how you can avoid falling into their trap. Let's talk about what really drives this law. Why do powerful people get scared when someone below them shines? Why do they attack those who are simply doing well? The answer is simple: fear, ego, and control. Let's start with fear. Even strong-looking people feel fear. They fear being replaced. They fear losing respect. They fear being forgotten. Now imagine this. You walk into a room. You're confident. You're good at what you do. People notice you. You don't say it out loud, but your presence speaks louder than words. The person in charge sees this. At first, they smile. But deep down, something else starts rising. Insecurity. They ask themselves, what if everyone starts liking this person more than me? What if they take my place? What if I lose my power? That fear becomes anger. That anger becomes silent war. Next comes ego. Powerful people usually have big egos. They like praise. They want to feel respected. They want to feel like they are the smartest in the room. When you outshine them, even by accident, their ego takes a hit. And once the ego is hurt, it doesn't heal with logic. It fights back. This is why some people suddenly turn cold when you do something great. They can't celebrate you because, inside, they're too busy comparing. You didn't hurt them. Their own ego did. Now let's add the darkest layer. A narcissist is someone who wants control. They don't just want to be liked. They want to be worshipped. They see people as tools, as threats, or as nothing. If a narcissist is your boss, teacher, or parent, and you outshine them, they won't just ignore you. They'll try to destroy your image. They might steal your ideas, block your progress. They might lie about you, all while smiling in your face. Why? Because they see your light as an attack on their power. Narcissists hate feeling small. They need to be the center, always. So when you look too smart, too confident, or too successful, you become a threat. This is why you need to be smart with your power. Don't show off in front of someone who's already insecure. Don't brag in front of someone who has control over your future. Don't give people a reason to feel threatened, even if you read better than them. That's not weakness. That's strategy. Now, here's something powerful to remember. Not every master is evil. Some people at the top love helping others grow. They don't feel insecure. They feel inspired. But sadly, those people are rare. Most people, even good ones, will protect their status, and they won't always do it openly. Sometimes they'll just forget to support you. Sometimes they'll give you bad advice. Sometimes they'll praise you in public and block you in private. Once you understand this dark psychology, you stop taking things personally. You realize, it's not me, it's their fear, and that's how you protect your mind and your power. So here's the truth. Outshining the master is not just a mistake. It's a warning. It means you didn't read the room. You didn't feel the tension. You didn't sense the fear. But after today, that changes. Now you can walk into any room and feel the power shifts. Now you can know who's secretly jealous, who's insecure, and who's safe. So how do you know you're outshining the master? The truth is, it doesn't happen all at once. It starts slow, quiet, hidden. But if you don't catch the signs early, it may be too late. Here's the first sign. They stop praising you. Maybe before, they used to smile when you spoke. They gave you credit. They seemed proud of you. But now, they're quiet, cold, distant. You might think, maybe I did something wrong. No, you did something right, too well, and it made them uncomfortable. Second sign, They start copying you. Without giving credit, you bring new ideas to the table. Suddenly, they start using your ideas as if they were theirs. They never say your name, never say thank you. They take your shine and make it theirs. Third sign, you're being left out. You're not invited to meetings you should be in. You're not told about things you need to know. You're being cut off, piece by piece. This is not an accident. It's a silent punishment. They're trying to make you smaller, without saying a word. Fourth sign, they talk down to you in public. They correct you in front of others. They make small jokes about you. They act like you're too ambitious, too full of yourself, but they do it with a smile. So, you can't fight back. These are all signs you've broken the rule. You've made them feel weak, and now they want to shrink you. So what can you do? Step 1. Make them feel safe again. Let them feel like they are still in control. Don't fight their ego. Feed it. Ask for advice, even if you don't need it. Say things like, "That's a smart point. I didn't think of it that way." This lowers their fear. Step 2. Slow down your shine. You don't have to be the loudest voice in the room. Sometimes the real power is in silence. Let others take credit once in a while. Especially the master. It costs you nothing. And it protects your future. Step 3. You don't need to show everything you can do. Move in silence. Let people underestimate you. Because while they sleep on you, you're building power behind the scenes. Smart people don't need to show off. They build trust, build networks, gather knowledge. Then they strike, when no one sees it coming. And here's the most important step. Know who you're dealing with. Some masters are just insecure. Others are dangerous. If they're a narcissist, don't try to win them over. Just stay low and plan your exit. Because some people don't want a team. They want slaves. They want control. And if you refuse to bow, they will try to destroy you. But now you know better. Now you can move smart. Stay quiet. Read people. You know how to protect your light and your life. Let's now look at what happens when people break this law. This isn't just theory. History is full of stories where talented people rose too fast and got crushed. Here's a famous one, Nikola Tesla versus Thomas Edison. Tesla was a brilliant inventor. He worked for Edison in the early days. At first, Edison praised him. He even promised Tesla money if he improved Edison's machine. Tesla delivered, he improved it. But Edison laughed and said, "You don't understand our American humor." He never paid him. Why? Because Tesla had outshined him. Edison saw him not as a helper, but as a future threat. So, Edison did what masters often do. He pushed Tesla out. He mocked his ideas. He made sure Tesla never rose higher than him in public. Tesla, the genius, died poor and alone. Edison, the master, died rich and powerful. When you shine too bright near the top, you get burned. Let's look at another one. Julius Caesar and Brutus. Caesar was powerful, a true master. He gave Brutus a seat at the table, treated him like a son. But Brutus had dreams. He started gaining respect. He started getting attention. He didn't hide his shine. Soon, Caesar began to see him differently. Not as a friend, but as a danger. And before Caesar could stop him, Brutus struck first. He joined the group that killed Caesar. Now ask yourself, what would have happened if Brutus stayed loyal? What if he had stayed in the shadow, not in the spotlight? Power games destroy friendships. They turn leaders into enemies. Because once ego enters the room, trust leaves. Let's bring it to modern times. Have you ever seen a young employee in a company who does everything right? They work hard. They solve problems. They lead without the title. But then, suddenly, they're gone. Why? Because the boss felt threatened. Not because of failure, but because of success. When someone lower makes the leader feel smaller, it doesn't matter how kind or skilled they are. They become a target. Here's another example. Steve Jobs and Scott Forstall at Apple Forstall helped create the iPhone software. He was powerful, brilliant, a favorite of Jobs. But after Jobs died, Forstall kept acting like he was in charge. He gave off, "I'm the next Jobs" energy. The new CEO, Tim Cook, didn't like that. And in 2012, Forstall was quietly removed. One of Apple's top minds erased. Because he didn't hide his shine. He didn't read the room. So what can we learn from all this? Even when you rewrite, even when you read the best, it doesn't mean you're safe. Power is not just about skill. It's about timing, position, and ego control. You don't rise by proving you're better. You rise by making others feel safe while you rise. That's how you win the long game. So next time you're around a master, ask yourself, Are they secure or insecure? Can I show my full power here? Or do I need to wait? Am I building trust or building silent enemies? Now that you know how dangerous it is to outshine the master, let's talk about how you can use this law in real life. The smart way, because here's the truth. You don't need to play small. You just need to play smart. Let's say you're good at your job. You work fast. You solve problems. And your boss, maybe they're older, slower, insecure. You could easily outdo them. But should you? No. Here's what you do instead. Step 1. Make your boss look good. This sounds strange, but it's powerful. When you do something great, give them credit. Say things like, "My manager's advice really helped with this," or "I learned this approach from watching how they work." This makes them feel respected, safe, and most importantly, it keeps their ego calm, because the moment they feel small next to you, you become a threat. But if you shine a light on them, they'll protect you. They'll pull you up. They'll trust you. Step 2. Don't show all your cards. People think power means showing off. Wrong. Real power is silent. It's what you don't say. It's what people don't see. So keep some skills hidden. Don't show everything at once. Let people guess. Let them wonder. This gives you mystery, and mystery equals control. Step 3. Read the room before you speak. Before you share a smart idea or correct someone, ask yourself, who's watching? Will this make someone else look bad? Am I making someone feel dumb, even by accident? If the answer is yes, stay silent. Keep the idea for later. Maybe even share it one-on-one. Make it feel like a conversation, not a challenge. Step 4. Praise publicly, criticize privately. If you ever need to disagree with someone in power, never do it in front of others. Even if you're 100% right, they'll feel embarrassed. And embarrassed people, don't forget, they get revenge. Instead, speak gently. Speak in private. Make it sound like you're trying to help, not attack. That way, you keep your power without waking their ego. Step 5. Have allies at every level. Don't just be close to one leader. Build quiet friendships with others. 2. People in different teams, different departments. Be helpful. Be humble. Be kind. These are your safety nets. If one master turns on you, the others can support you. Bonus tip. Use humor to deflect. If someone praises you too much in front of your boss, smile and say, "All credit goes to the team," or "Still learning from the best." It's simple, harmless, but effective. Now here's something important. Sometimes, even when you play smart, the master still turns on you. They see you as competition, no matter how careful you are. In that case, don't fight back. Don't argue. Don't beg. Start planning your move in silence. Build your skills. Build your connections. And when the time is right, move on, because you deserve to grow. But not everyone will let you grow near them. So grow around them, grow away from them, and then, when you're ready, outgrow them, but only when you're strong enough to survive it. Let's take a step back. You've learned what happens when someone outshines the master. You've seen the pain it brings, the traps, the silent punishments. But why does this law matter so much, even today? Because no matter how modern the world becomes, power is still emotional. People may wear suits, use fancy titles, talk about teamwork, but underneath it all, they're still human. They feel fear. They feel envy. They feel threatened. This law works because it speaks to something ancient, the ego, the part of every person that says, "I want to be the most important one in the room." And when you challenge that, even quietly, you wake the beast. That's why you must understand this. Power isn't about proving you're the best. It's about making others feel safe while you rise. That's the secret most people miss. Look around you. Think about schools, families, workplaces, even friend groups. There's always a master, someone who has more control, more voice, more spotlight. Now ask yourself, do you make them feel smart? Do you make them feel respected? Do you give them the space to lead, while quietly building your own path? That's the game. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Remember, power isn't one with noise. It's one with patience, silence, and timing. Here's the deeper truth behind Law 1. If you outshine too early, you lose. If you outshine at the wrong time, you lose. But if you learn when to shine and when to step back, you win in the long run. This law teaches you something bigger than just dealing with bosses or leaders. It teaches you emotional intelligence. It teaches you control over your own ego. It teaches you how to move in the shadows until the light is yours. And when you understand that, you won't just survive power games. You'll master them. Think of every great leader in history. The ones who lasted. The ones who didn't fall fast. They knew this law. They knew how to let others feel powerful, even when they were the smartest in the room. They let the master wear the crown, while they built the empire from behind. That could be you. So here's your final takeaway. Don't fight for the spotlight. Build so strong in the dark that one day, the spotlight fights to find you. Law 1 is not just about survival. It's about strategy. It's about wisdom. It's the foundation of all the other 47 laws. Because if you fail this one, if you outshine too soon, you'll never get the chance to use the rest. But if you master this law, everything else opens up. So, stay patient, stay sharp, and most importantly, stay hidden until it's time. Thanks for watching. If this first law opened your eyes, wait till you see what's coming in law 2. Hit subscribe, because the next law is even more dangerous and more powerful. Drop a comment. Have you ever been punished for being too good at something? Let's talk.